Peace. I'm University here with our first episode of Midweek Motivation. First, I just want to say peace to the Most High, peace to all the ancestors, peace to all the guardian angels, peace to all the plants, peace to the water, peace to the fire, peace to the land, peace to the air, peace to the spirit, peace to the sun, peace to the moon, peace to all the fallen soldiers in this war, peace to all the beings all across the nations, peace to all the fallen nations, peace to the direction, peace to north, peace to south, peace to west, peace to east. And I want to say free Rashad Jamal, protect Yaqui. I want to shout out to the university. I want to shout out to everybody that has supported so far. Now let's get this ball on the road. I came in and I said to myself, I prayed and I just asked the Most High to give me words to touch the masses, and I opened up my Bible and I pulled up a scripture, and we're gonna get into the scripture. But first, let's label this one: be confident and don't in these dark times, don't pay attention to everything that's all the commotion that's going on around. Don't pay attention to these empires falling. I was actually just really reading about I think it was David, and when he had interpreted the king's dream, and he was talking about how the king's dream, the king basically wouldn't tell anyone what happened to his dream because he felt like they would lie to him just to get what they wanted. So he made the interpreter basically interpret the dream without knowing what the dream was. And then that's when David came in and he basically interpreted what God told him to say, and he got the dream correct. And in the dream he basically had a figure that was made out of different materials from the head down to the toe, and at the bottom it was made out of clay. And basically what happened, David said that everything would seem together and easily united, but it would be easily torn apart like clay. So right now what we have going on the realm, on the plane right now, is the fall of Babylon. We have the fall of the old world. We have the split of the frequencies happening. So you have to realize time is all happening. It doesn't exist. Everything is happening at one moment. So it's a frequency thing. So what's going on right now, we're having a shift in consciousness, a shift in timeline. So we are going into the golden age. We are in the age of Aquarius, of information. We are going into what the revelations talk about, the 1,000 years of light, the 1,000 years of health, the 1,000 years of wealth, the 1,000 years of Christ. When you look at what Christ is a level of consciousness, and every soul in 1,000 years, it has to. So what happens is, okay, let me explain it like this: Christ's consciousness is a living thing that lives in every last one of us. Okay, it's a level that every one of us can reach. And when you look at when they said Christ died at the age of 33, what happens is we have 33 vertebrae in our spine. And if you look at your spine, it looks like a cobra. So if you put up a picture of a spine, it looks like a cobra. So what happens is, the way our energy vortex works, and it works just like the pyramids work. So the energy comes in through our top of our crown chakra, and it goes down our spine, and then it pings back up. All right. So basically, what happens is, you have this fluid called cerebellum fluid, and every 30 days the cerebellum fluid attempts to rise to the top of the spine, and then it rises to the top of your spine up into your crown chakra, or to your third eye, then to your crown chakra. And basically what happens is it opens up the land of milk and honey, so you can enter the land of God, so you can enter the heavens, so you can enter your higher self. But the only way to achieve this higher level of consciousness is what we talked about in the last video of, you have to master the beast within. You have to defeat the dragon. You have to defeat the reptilian brain. You have to defeat we have to, I'm gonna say we because I'm included too, we have to defeat our animalistic nature. So that means that we can't eat the same things that we were eating if we want that cerebellum fluid to go up our spine. We can't have sex with just anybody if we want that fluid to go up our spine. We can't just watch anything. We can't just listen to anything. We just can't think anything. We can't just say anything. We just can't feel anything. We just can't be in any type of environment. We have to watch our complete living. We have to watch everything we consume. So Christ consciousness, every 1,000 years, it rises and then it goes back dormant. So what we're seeing right now is going to happen again. So Christ consciousness is going to rise for the next 1,000 years, and we're going to reach our peak. But then you have to realize what goes up must comes down. You can look at it like the stock market. The stock market is forever going up, but it has to come back and pull back and rest, and then before it can shoot back up. We have to go back into that dark, that chaos, that because everything started in darkness. Like in Genesis it says, in the beginning, it was just pure darkness, and then God said, "Let there be light." So everything grows, or you look at a tree, the roots go down into the ground and it's rooted in darkness so it can grow. That wilderness, that beast, that ferociousness, that chaos. We need that chaos so we can pull back or set back so we can propel forward into the future. You look at everything, you look at some of the most successful people, they have some of the darkest past. They went through some of the most darkest things, and that's by design. That's how Christ consciousness works. We have to go down into ourselves and go to sleep in order so we can brainstorm, so in order so we can grow, so we can get closer to the Most High and then propel ourselves forward. So we look at the world around us right now, or what we have been in when we was in the age of Pisces, when we was in the age of complete tyranny. Everything has been chaos. It's been war. It's been disruption. It's been unevenly yoked. It's been about ego. It's been about self. It's been about things that really don't have a lot of substance. We haven't been what our natural habitat is, which is being in divine peace, divine love, and divine harmony. So when we look at what we're going towards divine peace, divine love, and divine harmony. We're going into eco. We're going into an age where technology will advance. I was looking at the Bobby Hemmett talking about, and it's crazy because I had this download a while back to do this. Was basically our car. You saw how you have Teslas and all that. That's going to phase away. What we're going to go into is getting back into hydrogen, because if you know anything about cosmic intelligence, or not cosmic, metaphysics, or if you went to the cosmic intelligence, the University of Cosmic Intelligence, Free Rashad Jamal, he talks about how we naturally breathe hydrogen. That's why when you watch movies like the Avatar, their skins were blue. That's why when you look at the hieroglyphics of the wall on the pyramids, their skin was green. Or you look at some of these babies, their skin is green. It's because that we're breathing in oxygen that our skin is rusted out. That's why you see people when they put on copper, their skin turns green, because we naturally breathe hydrogen. We are superior in genetics. So we're getting back to our ancient ways. We're getting back to where we left off before everything went down to the crap, before we were oppressed, before we were invaded, before we were taken hostage as prisoners of war. And I think it was Kamab, I forgot his name. He was talking about how before everything went down, we were basically at what a lot of us know as in Dragon Ball Z they call it Ultra Instinct, where we basically we didn't have to think. We were in complete unison. We was in complete with each other. We was in complete with the environment and with the animals. We could talk telepathically. Everything was made out of copper. Everything was made out of crystals. We had buildings. We could fly. We had defeated density, what they call gravity. So we're getting back to that superhuman type of ways. If you look at a lot of the kids, that's why they're learning so fast. That's why they're advancing so fast, because they came here at this time for this perfect moment. That's why I am pushing that we get back to that, we begin to build for them, because yeah, we are going to experience some of these what in the last airbender, when you see everybody wake up and begin, people that didn't have natural, their bending powers begin to wake up and have those bending powers. So Aang and his son had to go around and gather up everybody that had the powers, that received their powers, their wings, or what it may be, and then teach them what to do. That's what's about to happen now. But a lot of these kids that came onto the realm, they already have their powers, and it's important that we get them away from vaccines, we get them away from eating meats, eating sugar, and watching and being programmed, because the mind, and get them out in nature, get them out with the water, get them out in the land, because it's going to happen on its own. But the better environment that we create for them, the better that it's going to be for them to advance and to expand. So what's happening now, we have nothing to fear, especially the chosen ones, the ones that have a purpose. Because you have to realize it's a lot of what in the Matrix, you see a lot in the Matrix, a lot of the people that was in the Matrix, they were just robots, they were soulless, they didn't have a purpose, they were here to distract, they was here to be just a vessel, so that the enemy, the devil, could just come in and infiltrate that vessel at any time and take over. That's why you can see the Smiths could just take over people's body instantly, because they were soulless vessels. They didn't really have a body. So you have a lot of Autobots here on the planet right now that don't really have a soul. They are just vessels here to take up space and to delude the chosen ones, to stop them from achieving their mission. So if you're a chosen one, if you are one of those beings, those ancient beings that came here for Mission Impossible, because this was a death mission. This was a mission that wasn't guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that we can make it out. But if the more we get aligned into where we're going to be, the easier it's going to become. The more people that we free from the Matrix, free from the light code lockdown, free from the food system, the medical system, the money system, the more of us get free from that and become more self-sufficient and get out and land, freeing ourselves from these schools, the more that we're going to be able to wake up and go within. But the more that we are distracted with these so-called jobs, these so-called missions, these so-called salaries, the harder it's going to be for us to get in contact with our higher self. So if you're a chosen one, if you're here on mission, I want to speak directly to you. You have nothing to worry about. The Most High sent you here for a reason, and it's time for you to step into that reason. It's time for you to take a leap of faith. And I want to give a testimony about why we shouldn't have to worry. I had a premonition, when I was in the Astros, and basically I was sitting on top of I seen the revolution, and I was sitting on top of a building, and I was watching, like superheroes, walking like the Hulk and Superman, and a bunch of beings, and we were marching through the towns, and the revolution will be televised. This war won't be a war of weapon against weapon. It'll be a war against nature and weapons. It'll be a war against man, and against the supremes and technology. So the chosen ones, I want to say that you have nothing to fear, you have nothing to worry about. And the more that we can get away from that, the more we can step into our power, the more we can step into who we are, the more we can step into our mission and what we came to do, to wake up the lost souls, to lead the sheep into the land of milk and honey. And it's a simple system. It's not really complicated at all. We just make it complicated because we are creatures of habit. We have been trained to obey. We have been trained to fall in line. We have been trained to eat things that we shouldn't be eating. We have been trained to do things like have simple, just sex with anybody. We have been trained to just say anything. We have been trained to think anything. We have women that are being trained to be men. We have men that are being trained to be women. We have children that are being trained to be nothing. So this is all programming, and the more that the chosen ones wake up, the more that we can stir the masses. They have this thing called the tipping point, and it's a book called Start With Why. And the tipping point is basically when you have a big group of people, but the only way to get the majority of the people is called the tipping point, where if you cut the big group into 3 groups, you have the group of the majority, which is about 95% of the people, and then you have the group of the middle class, which is about, if there's 90%, you have about 8.5%, which is the middle, or the managers, and then you have the the tipping point, which is the 1.5, which are the innovators. So you have the innovators, then you have the which the innovators have visions. The innovators are the one with the plan. The innovators are the one with the divine, connection with the Most High. And then you have the managers, which are the tech savvy, the ones that are good with their hands, the ones that can take an order. You can say the soldiers can take an order and go to where they need to go. So you can look at the innovators like Joshua was, and then you have the disciples which can take orders from Joshua, and then you have the majority, okay, which the majorities will only follow their leaders. So the tipping point is when you get those innovators on your side, you're going to get everybody else to fall in line, because everyone look up to someone, right? So it's important that we wake the chosen ones up, because when we wake up the chosen ones, they have a group of people that are assigned to them. They have a group of people we have groups of people that are assigned to us, and they will only become their best selves when we become our best selves. Okay, so if you're a chosen one, you have nothing to worry about. Be patient. But it's time to get started. It's time to go towards the things that we're going towards. And I want to go ahead and get into the scripture now, just to get back on track. And this scripture is going to be, I think it's Luke 21, chapter 21. And it reads, it says, and he looked up and saw the rich man casting their gifts into the treasures. And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in their 2 mites. And he said, of a truth I say unto you, that this poor widow has cast in more than they all. For all these have of their abundance cast into the offerings of God, but she of her penury has cast in all the living that she had. And as some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts, he said, as for these things which ye behold, the days will come in which there shall not be left one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be? And when these things shall come to pass? And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come to my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draws near. Go ye not therefore after them. And let's go ahead and go over that again. And he looked up and saw the rich man casting their gifts into the treasures. And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in their 2 mites. Or he said, Of a truth I say unto you, that the poor widow has cast in more than they all. For all these have their abundance cast into the offerings of God. But she have her purity has cast in all the living that she had. And as some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and the gifts, he said, As for these things which ye behold, that days will come in which there shall not be left one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign of there will there be these things shall to come? And from that scripture, from just that verse alone, we get into the transfer of wealth. I know everybody heard about the Great Resignation, when everybody was quitting their jobs, but right now we're entering into the transfer of wealth. You have a bunch of people that are in positions that are wealthy, but they aren't leaders. They aren't the innovators. They aren't the ones with the vision. They are only about themselves. This is what capitalism is all about. It's about, the type of capitalism. Capitalism isn't all bad, but it's bad for in our case, because we have a structure that basically has the poverty, which is, like we talked about, 95%. And then you have the middle class, and that's about 5%. And then you have the rich, which is probably, let's say middle class is about 9%. And then you have the rich, which is about 1%. So capitalism is only bad because the people that are in that 1% position, or the 13 families, are only about themselves. They are only about conserving their bloodline. So they create systems that are only in place to not help the people, but to gain profits. So you look at the medical system, when John D. Rockefeller changed us from being a more holistic and natural approach, which are our ancient ways, to a more pharmaceutical approach, which basically only puts a band-aid on the problem. When they switched the education system from us being out in land and learning through experience and gaining wisdom through life, to learning things like communication and how to love and how to be unison and to do things that we are passionate about. And that was when life teaches you, it can be more about the individual, and then the individual learns how to come into a whole. But they switch it so that it's linear, so we all go through the line as if it's a rat race, as we're on a conveyor belt, and we basically learn at the same pace if we're the same age. And that's completely far from how the natural way of learning, of being. Everyone doesn't learn the same. We don't even learn it. Some people learn good by listening. Some people learn good by doing. Some people learn good by seeing or reading, and some people learn good by hearing. Hearing, listening, hearing. You get what I'm saying? Kinetic change. There's 4 different ways to learn. So and then we went from having all of our buildings from being like teepees, like pyramids, to basically expand on our energies to it being like boxes. You think this is by design. Our cars went from being electric and hydrogen. We didn't really use cars, but our cars went from being electric to and hydrogen to it being used off gas, because they wanted to do what? They wanted to pump as many fumes into the planet as well as destroy it. While we destroy many of us, while they destroy most of our natural resources, while they capitalize on destroying of us. You look at the food system, most of the food is poison. All of it is processed. You look at any back of any type of food, you're going to see a bunch of processed things, a bunch of dyes, things that cause cancers, things that cause dis-ease, or that stops the energy from flowing within the vessel. It's not. You look at the fruits and the vegetables, that's about, like we said, 1% of the food, and then most of that stuff is beginning to be genetically made. It's beginning to be made in the factories as well. So you can't really trust anything that we go get in the store. So everything that you see around us is by design. And that's because our leaders don't have a vision for all of us. They only have a vision for what they can gain out of us. You look at all these kids that's missing. You look at all the people that are dying by the police. This is all by design, so they can harness the energy, and then they can use us to keep their system up. That's why I preach that we need to step into our roles so we can begin to design and begin to build the things we need to build for the future generations, because we don't want this to happen for them. We want this to be switched. So when you read the scripture and you hear it say, them throwing everything in the way, and you hear it when you hear it says, it's as for these things, when you hear them say, and he looked up and saw a rich man casting their gifts into the treasures. You look at what's going on right now. Everything is beginning, like you see it. Everything is beginning to fall. Everything is beginning to crumble. Everyone that's in those positions are beginning to give up. They're not really. They're beginning to be held accountable. And I think that's really what I was getting at on that one. What was it? For all these have their abundance cast into others. Oh no, as for these things which ye behold, the days will come in which there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And they asked him, saying, My master, but when shall these things be? And he said, Take heed, but not deceive, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draweth near. Go ye not there after them. Let's go ahead and get, I kind of butchered it up, but you get the point. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotion, but be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, and delivering you unto the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And then it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not a hair of your head perish, and your praises possesses ye your souls. And when ye stop right there. So we have to realize that a lot of us come from ancient bloodlines, especially if you have the O negative or O positive. It's a reason why we can give our blood to everyone, because we come from that Orion star system. We come from a higher, a royal bloodline. So a lot of us were emperors, a lot of us was empresses, a lot of us was gods and goddesses, a lot of us live great lives. And we came here on a mission for this very moment right now. So when we came here, our oppressors, they already in their medical system, they already knew who we were when they read our energy levels in our blood. They know who we are. So they know you and many lives, many vessels that you came in before by the genetics that you have. So since they know that, what they will do is they will place you in karmic families. They will place you in families that want to destroy you. They will place you with they might give you a family member that is literally your enemy sign, which what their whole purpose is to destroy you. They might give you a parent that's an angel. They might take you from your real family and put you in a fake family. So we have to realize this war runs deep when you are a chosen one. So if you feel like you've been the black sheep, that you feel like you've been the one that's been ostracized, if you feel like you've been the one that's been treated like they were nothing, it is a reason for that. It is a reason why you want given the cahoots that you were given. It's because you are a chosen one. You are put here on a mission, and every family, a lot of family members, a lot of teachers, a lot of the jobs that you went to, it was by design. Everyone that was in your circle that was holding you down, it was by design. That's why you can't go off what everybody else saying. You can't do what everybody else is telling. A lot of the partners that you have, some of the kids that we have, you can't do everything that what everybody else tells you to do. And it's more imperative that we begin to go away from our animalistic selves. We could turn off our reptilian brain and step into our higher selves even more, because the stakes are higher from us, because everything is designed to destroy us even more. Yeah, we have a system that's destroying everybody, but then you look at these circles that a lot of us get put in, we are being destroyed at a whole nother level. And the only way they can destroy us is by destroying our self-confidence. Because once we step on our power, all of our soul tribe begin to magnetize towards us. All our soulmates, not just lovers, but people that are more of parent figures, people that are more of family figures, the right jobs, the right businesses, whatever it may be, it begins to magnetize towards us. But it will only happen when we detach from everything that's not for us. So I challenge you to leave behind the things that are no longer serving you, people, places, and things. Let's go over that again so you hear it clearly right here in the scriptures. The world is going to come against you. This matrix is going to turn on you. So if you want to sell your soul to get the fame, if you want to sell your soul to get the riches, I promise you, they're going to turn against you. I've seen it firsthand. Let's go. It says it right here in the scriptures. And also, when you hear about these wars, when you hear about the nature and the land, and you hear about everything that's going on, the earthquakes, you have nothing to fear. We're going through a shift. We are supreme beings. We are Lamborghinis out here. Every superhero you see, that is us. So it's imperative for us to turn from our animalistic ways and step into our higher self. So when that happens, we can be the superheroes. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass. But the end is not by and by. The end is not now. This is the beginning. The world revolution will be televised, and this is the beginning. This is not the end. The end is by and by. And then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. You see it going on right now. Nations are rising against each other. Kingdoms against kingdom. Everybody is turning against the United States. You see the plummet of the dollar, but you have to realize all that is just puppet show, because it's all one nation. All 13 families are one nation. China, America, Brazil, Africa, these are all the same leaders. They just use everybody as puppets, but they give it to you. Nations shall totter against nations, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall be there from heaven. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues, and to prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not nor resist, and ye shall be betrayed. Campbell, now let's read that again. Man's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming unto the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming into a cloud with a power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draw nigh. And he spake to them a parable. Behold the fig tree, and all the trees, when they not shoot forth ye. See and know of your own selves that summer is now not at hand. So likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is not at hand. Verily I say unto you that these generations shall not pass away, till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but words shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that they come unto your awareness. For all your snares shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Which watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accompanied worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. In the daytime he was teaching in the temple, and at the night he went out and abode in the mount that he is called the Mount of Olives. And all the people came early in the morning to him in the temple to hear. Let's go back to that. Your own parents, your own brethren, your own friends, if you're having seizures, if you are getting sick, and you normally don't get sick, you probably only have 1 or 2 seizures, and it happens only at a specific time. Watch the food that you're eating. A lot of people are being poisoned. A lot of people are being taken out. If you feel like you have negative thoughts all the time, if you feel like you are falling victim to lust, a lot of people that are around you send lust your way in the form of entities that we cannot see. We have to realize that these are our weakest eyes. Okay? These are our weakest eyes. The eyes that we see out of are our weakest eyes. Okay, so you have to use your third eye. You have to use your other eyes, the things that you feel, the things that you hear, the things that you think. Because around you, we can be in a room, and you have to realize how the phases of matter works. So this is a physical state. This is the weakest form that we have. We have 9 bodies. So you can be in a room and have a spirit that's literally screaming in your ear, I hate you, you're nothing. Yeah, or you can have a Lilith energy coming into you and literally trying to have sex with you, urging you to lust, urging you to do those things, and then you whip out your dick, or you pull out your vibrator and you go jack off, and now you're having sex with an entity. Or you might go out and chase some pussy and chase some dick, and you going out to do that. These are real entities that are coming in to get you to open up your aura field. We have to realize. You look up Crazy Horse. They said he was bulletproof because he retained his semen. That's why semen retention is so important. The more we retain our seed, the more strong our electrical body, our aura field. That's why we begin to glow. We begin to manifest at a faster rate, because we have the divine light within us. When you see people that don't eat meat, they have a different glow about them, a different vibration, a different energy level about them, because they're not clogged up. They're flowing. They're vibrating. They're in unison with everything that's around them. Okay, and where I want to go? Oh, watch ye therefore, and pray always that way. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be a company worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And then it also said, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift your heads, for your redemption draw nigh. And it says, men's heart, it says, and shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. Let's break those down. We have to realize that no one is coming to save us. Let me take that back. Let's talk about this first. Our ancestors are here. So let me mark out no one is coming to save us. Our ancestors are here. That's why when you watch movies like I think it was it Lovecraft? Over every city, every country. Let's just break this down. We have 2 motherships here right now, and every mothership holds 999 galaxies. And that assigned to every mothership is about 1,000. It's about 100 medium ships, and about after that 1,000 monitoring ships. So if you're seeing spaceships in the sky, those are not aliens. Those are our ancestors, and they are here. So we have a lot, and if you're a chosen one, especially if you come from the Orion star system, you have O positive, O negative blood, Orishas, Orion, whatever, Shun, whatever you want to call it. You have many spaceships assigned just to you. Okay? You have many assigned just to you, personally. Everything is under control. So worrying about what's going on is nothing to worry about. The ones that are going to meet the ancestors, they're going to meet them. A lot of people aren't. Because a lot of people are just robots, all right? Soulless beings. But if you're chosen one, they're going to contact you. That's why it's important to get that cerebellum fluid raised up and go into the land of milk and honey. Not only so you can have the meeting with the Most High, so that you can communicate with the beings that are vibrating at a higher level, at a higher frequency that you can't just see with these 2 eyes. That's why it's good to clear out the parasites. It's good to clear out the mucus so you can see and think clearly. It's good to fast so you can get all the toxins and shit out of the colons so we can think clearly. This is scientific. This is facts. Look it up. Fast. Jesus, let me say Jesus. Christ fasted for a reason. To turn away from the animalistic ways. We did not eat. We are beings of light. We anciently got our food from the sun. We ate for pleasure, and we only ate food that got its food from the sun. If you look at meat, you look at the reason you're eating meat. 1, chicken, dumbest animal on the planet. You can't give me a purpose that a chicken has. It has no sign of intelligence whatsoever. Chickens have no sign of intelligence whatsoever. So why are we eating it? Pigs, the filthiest animal on the planet, will eat anything. Why are we eating? Cow is a part buffalo, part human. Not a real animal. Some genetically made shit. Why are we eating it? And everything that they eat, it comes from the sun. So the only reason that a tiger eats a zebra is because the zebra is eating the things from the sun. So it's getting that energy from the sun, the biophotons from the sun, and then when it eats it raw with the blood in it. We don't do that. That's why we don't get any energy from that, from any of those, any real energy, any real substance from any type of meat. Because we're not eating it raw. We're not eating the blood, the spirit. We're not eating life. We're eating death. That's why they call it a diet. So we didn't actually eat at all. We would just, while you have people now telling you like, yo, I don't mean, there's one dude, he haven't ate in a long time bench press 315 pounds, because all we have to do is sit out in the sun, because we're plants. We have to realize when we eat, it basically goes through the same thing that plants go through with photosynthesis. We eat the food and then it basically creates the energy within our body, which gets us that light energy from the sun. So if we're going to eat, we need to eat things that are high in frequency. Fruit has the most energy than anything on the planet. And it's also cleansing. It has the most water. It flushes the system out. And then we have, why in Genesis it says, use fruit as thy meat, and herb, or it says, what does it say? We can go straight to it. Got the Bible right here. What does it say? He said, I have given every green herb for meat. Wait, it says, where is it? What was in there? Dang, where is it? It said, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. It says, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. You have to realize this book is a blueprint to life. It's not meant to be taken literally most of the time, but it is a blueprint to life. And a lot of these books have been watered down. This is a King James Version 1611. This has the Apocrypha in it. A lot of the books get taken out. If you look at the original Bible, it was huge. Okay? So let's get back on topic here. It is imperative that we begin to step into our higher selves, and we have to realize that we literally are on a mission impossible, and our ancestors are here. Okay, in order to connect with them more frequently, we have to begin to turn away from our animalistic ways, so we can raise our vibrations, so we can see clearly, so we can think clearly, so we can hear, we can get those frequencies, those messages from them, so we can do what we need to do, and we can astral project and literally sit with them and talk with them. Okay? It's a book called, what is it called? Great book. I was way past my bedtime. I'm definitely gonna drop this tonight though. Dang, what is it called? Let me find it for y'all. This is a gem too. Definitely a gem. It says 3 magic words. It talks about it when you meet God, when you meet the Most High. Alright? So let's get back on top. Our ancestors are here, so we have nothing to worry about at all. Okay? You have nothing to worry about. Alright? You might have an angel. We have angels. So if you're alone right now, if you're by yourself right now, that is by design, because it causes for isolation to elevate. It's causes for you not to be distracted, for you not to have nobody telling you what you should do when you know what your soul is telling you to do. The soul knows all truth. There's nothing new up under the sun. You've done this many times before. So if you have a talent and you're good at something and you can't really explain why you're good at it, especially when you do something new. When you do something new, like, damn, I'm good at that. It's because you have done that many times before. Time isn't real. We live many lives at one time. So right now you might be doing something, but in a different life. Right now you're doing something else. Okay, and we're all connected. It's a multiverse. The movie Interstellar shows this so perfectly well. The multiverse. Rick and Morty shows this perfectly well. The multiverse. Okay, this is facts. They give it to you as fiction, but it's facts. Okay, think outside the box. Why would they tell you that you are an ancient being? Why would they tell you that this is a multiverse, that in reality, if I shoot you in the head, you could just come back in a different vessel? Like GTA. Where do you think respawning comes from? Dang, alright. Really wake up, pay attention. And like, you see what the scripture says. It says that the world will come against you. So me even speaking this, the FBI is watching, the CIA is watching, and now on me even speaking this, a lot of people are going to disagree and they're going to hate me for it, because this goes against everything that they've been trained and taught. But that's not my goal to get them to overstand or understand, because they're always going to understand because they have no perception or no mind of their own. But to the chosen ones, the ones that are here, sent here on a mission, this is going to give you the chills. You're going to hear this and be like, it's going to click for you. And that's who I'm speaking to. You have nothing to worry about. If you're isolated right now, lock in, focus. And Luke, what did it say? It said enter and pray and meditate. So before it comes to pass. And I personally was getting that lustful urge, and for the first time, and also the urge of doubt and fear the other day. And for the first time, instead of me going to go beat my dick, I prayed and I meditated and I rebuked. So it's time to rebuke these entities of lust, rebuke these entities of anxiety, rebuke these entities of lies, rebuke these entities of doubt, rebuke these entities of worry in the name of Christ. In the name of the Most High. It's time to rebuke it from our bloodline. It's time to rebuke these demons and these devils. It's time to rebuke the ones that wish to us harm. It's time to rebuke everything that is sent to design us and to destroy us. It's time to rebuke in the name of Christ, in the name of the Most High. It's time to rebuke it. It's time to stab to. I was watching a video and he was like, if you really want to fight the demons that chase you in the night, turn around and face them. I rebuke lust. I rebuke poverty. I rebuke anxiety. I rebuke doubt. I rebuke fear. I rebuke earthly attachments. I rebuke illusions. I rebuke lies. I rebuke, grief. I rebuke it in the name of Christ. I rebuke it in the name of the Most High. I rebuke it in the name of Allah. Whatever you want to call it, rebuke it. And every day, thank the Most High, thank Christ, thank Allah for your ancestors and your angels that are sent here to protect you, that are guiding every step on their behalf, that are stepping on your behalf, on the Most High's behalf. So I come to you and I give you this message. You have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to fear. The only one that can stop you, the only one that can stop me, the only one that can stop we, is us. And the only way they can do that is by destroying our self-confidence. Is by putting us in environments where we choose our reptilian self, our lower selves, because we have to realize we exist on both planes. It's all about density. It's all about vibration. If you look at the highest form of vibration, it's going to be plasma, which is lightning. Then you have gas, which vibrates a little slower, so you might be able to see it. It vibrates. Then you have water, which vibrates slow enough for you to perceive it and touch it. Then you have solids, which is the slowest vibration. That's why when you freeze water, it turns into ice. When you heat it up, it turns into water. When you heat it up, it turns into gas. And you can't see it anymore. We exist just like that. And it's all about density. They say it's gravity, but it's not gravity, it's density. That's why you can get in the water and become buoyant. That's why if something is less dense than water, it floats. If it's more dense, then it sinks. So if you put a bottle cap on the water and it weighs it's less dense than the water, it's going to float. But if you take that same bottle cap and you put something that's heavy on top of it, it's going to sink. That's a bad example. That's a bad example. Let's say this is a better example. If someone has less body fat, they're more dense. It's harder for them to float in water than it is for somebody that has more body fat, because they're less dense, they're less tight. I said that on Facebook and I got like 17,000 views, 500 comments, people calling me crazy. People like, oh, I don't care. I'm not here to be liked. I'm Raw God, Raekwon Malik, Cherokee. I'm from the Cherokee tribe, supreme being, divine king, sovereign Lord. I am a chosen one, and they know that. And they know what's about to happen to them. They know what I'm about to do. So when you see what they say and what it said in that scriptures, they've been trying to take me out since I got here on the ram. So if they get me in those cuffs, you know why. Free Rashad Jamal. The only difference is I'm a fucking genius. And I'm only giving y'all a glimpse. And they don't even know my next move. So I rebuke anyone trying to take my freedom away. I rebuke anyone sending lust my way. I rebuke anyone sent here to destroy me. It's a thin line between love and hate. And the motherfuckers that hate you only hate you because they hate to love you. They hate that you're pure. They hate that you're the truth. That you're real, that you don't have to pretend to be loved. You don't have to pretend and go spend $100,000 to be respected. You don't have to pretend to be something that you're not. Just be who you are. And because you're chosen, everyone's going to see your light. Not just the higher vibrational beings, the dark ones too. Look at a light post in the night. Bullets fly to it all the time. Moths fly to it all the time. So yeah, but I want to end this on the right note. Let's go ahead and get a little meditation in. It's about definitely past my bedtime, so I still got to study too. So let's go ahead and get a little meditation in. Free Rashad Jamal. And since this is our first time doing this, we're gonna go ahead and get inside our root chakra. Alright. And if you don't know, your root chakra has to do with survival and fear. It's at the base of your spine. It's the first chakra that you need to unlock to go up, to get that cerebellum fluid to raise up your spine. You have your root chakra. Then you have your sacral chakra, which is your root chakra is your anus, it's your I think it's your pancreas, and either all of these in the physical form are just different organs. Then you have your sacral chakra, which is your testes. Then you have your solar plexus, which is your soul, where your soul is located, and it's basically your stomach, which is your first brain. Then you have your heart chakra, which is basically your heart, and then you have your throat chakra, which I think is your what is it? I forgot the organ that's right here. Then you have your third eye, which is your pineal gland, and then you have your crown chakra. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and play some ancestral music for about 5 minutes, and gonna end this go out on a good note. Get inside that root chakra, man. Quick little meditation real quick to finish off this video, man. And we actually gonna name this one the end time. The end times is just what it says, the end of time, because time is just an illusion. Time doesn't exist in anything but the mind. It's just a spell to make us age, because we are timeless, forever lasting, forever living, the forever living God. We can never die. Death is just an illusion. So there is no rush. Don't get me wrong, there is no rush, but it is urgency. We up on the wall, but we still have to do our part to open that door so our ancestors can do what they need to do. So as always, salute. Wish you divine peace, love, and abundance on all. Peace.